Welcome back to Tokyo Portfolio. About 2 years ago, I stood in this exact spot to show you inside a 100-plus-year-old mansion in the middle of Yamate, one of Japan's richest and nicest neighborhoods. Today, we're going to show you inside a $4 million mansion, just to show you what you can get for that kind of money. I'll give you a hint, it's really nice. But before we go see that, let's go see the neighborhood. Yamate sits on the mountains towering over downtown Yokohama, and it has views of Tokyo across the bay. Starting as the home to foreign traders and businessmen in the 1860s after Japan opened its borders to trade, Yamate has always been a place of luxury. To this day, you can still see the remnants of international residents of the past in its collection of 19th century European-style buildings, cute tree-lined streets, and even one of the largest cemeteries specifically for foreign residents in the country. This neighborhood stands out and feels otherworldly in a country whose neighborhoods generally look similar to one another. Over time, however, foreign manners have been replaced with ultra-high-end properties that dot the streets, with today's property being no exception. Let's go see inside. So we're right in front of the house, and I don't usually start my property tours outside of the property like this, but I wanted to show you how unique of a layout this house has. So as you can see, it just has a big wall right over there, but if you take a key like this and you put it in your pocket, it has a little sensor in it so you can just walk right up to it and it'll open up. No hands, just like that. Now, one other reason I wanted to show you the front of this house is just because of how the garage over here works. I'm just gonna open that up for you. And I've shown 3-car garages on the channel before, but nothing quite like this. So this one is not 3 cars right next to each other, but 3 cars in front of each other. And as you can see, I have fit the primordial beast, my favorite people mover, my favorite large, black, shiny car, the Toyota Alphard, and has no problems fitting in here. You can get somebody in on each side, no problem. And the best thing about this garage, though, is that you can see it from the living room, which we'll get to in a second. But let's go see the actual entrance. Now, to get into the actual entrance of this house, you have to go up this open staircase with its gray stones on it. I love open staircases. There's a lot of them in this house, so let's go inside. So once you come inside, it has something that literally every house and apartment in Japan has, which is, in this case at least, a walk-in shoe closet. So you can fit all of your shoes, all your friends' shoes, all your family's shoes, all of that. Right next to that, though, something that you don't have in every place, your guest toilet. Another attention to detail in this house is you walk into the bathroom, and a lot of these other rooms, everything will just turn on for you. You don't have to touch anything. And when you get close to the toilet, it kind of opens up for you as well. So again, no hands. The only thing you need to use your hands for is the sink, because that's how you turn it on. But hey, that's fine. You have a towel right there to dry off your hands afterwards. So that was the guest powder room. I want to show you the kitchen, which by far is my favorite on the channel ever. Now, here is said kitchen. This is actually designed by a Japanese kitchen cabinetry manufacturer called Style. They're based out of Tokyo, and they have done an amazing job with this, using a ceramic-coated countertop, so you don't have to worry about getting any stains or anything like that, and only the finest appliances in this huge kitchen. Let's just start with the islands really quickly. You have 2 gigantic burners right over here made by Gaggenau, one of the finest makers out of Germany, as well as this, which is a griddle/grill right here. Yeah, again, this is from Gaggenau as well. But there's a little sticker I want to show you on here which says Gyomyo, which means for industrial purposes only. And so these are actually restaurant quality burners, so you're going to have a lot of flame coming out of them. So that is the island part of this kitchen. Let's get into the rest of it. First off, you have these beautiful cabinets over here made from the same material as these guys over here. If you push onto this, it'll come right out, and you'll see you have your fridge, and on the other side, of course, your freezer. You, of course, have a full-size Miele dishwasher right over here with all the bells and whistles, and another Miele right over here. This is your oven/microwave, so that's all built in. Flanked right between the 2 Miele appliances right here, you, of course, have your sink, which, as you can see, has running water coming out of it, which is nice. But also right below that, you do have a garbage disposal, which is extremely hard to find in Japan. You have all this counter space over here. You have all of these beautiful kitchen appliances. Assuming you're a good enough cook, or you hire a good enough cook, you might want to eat somewhere, so you have your dining table right behind the cameraman. Let's go check that out.
Now here is said dining table, and the reason I'm pointing out this dining table is because it's actually built in. This is what they call an ichimaita in Japanese, which is where they take the entire length of a tree, split it down lengthwise, and then turn it into a table. And you can see just how thick they cut this boy. This is a thick piece of wood, and on top of that they have a piece of glass that is perfectly matched to follow the curves of this piece of wood. But that's not the best part about this dining room. That would have to be the view. Yes, so this view is not only visible from the dining room, but from most rooms in this house. You have these expansive views of downtown Yokohama and also the Bay Bridge, which I love to see. You don't really get that many properties with this kind of view around here. So let's go check out the living room. To get to the living room, you just have to go down a couple of stairs and you get into this pretty nice space. Again, you can see everything from the kitchen and vice versa, so it feels very open in here. Another reason being is that you have these extremely high ceilings. So they're able to get that kind of ceiling height using a technique called half floors, or in Japanese English they call it skip floors, right? So you have these kind of not quite second or third floors, it's like 1.5, 2.5 kind of floors. That's what's happening over here. And just to show you a couple things about this living room, first off, you have one of the biggest TVs I've ever shown on the channel, and it's actually a pretty good distance from the sofa. So if you sit down right here, you'll see there's your TV, and you have these shelves on the side. Right now, the current owner has taken them away, but there used to be some pretty large bookshelf speakers resting right there. So that's where you can put your speakers of choice when you want to set up your audio system in here. So while I'm sitting here, I just wanted to go over a couple of things with you. First off, this house is about 283 square meters, or about 3,100 square feet. So it's quite large. However, the living room isn't as big as you would expect. Having said that though, the living room doesn't feel small because you can see the kitchen right there, the dining room right there, huge windows behind you as you can see, and of course visibility right into your garage where you can see that yes, I did park the beast in there and she's looking pretty happy right there. Now, let's go see the first of the 2 bedrooms. Yes, this is a 2-bedroom. Let's go see that right now. To get to the first of the 2 bedrooms, you actually have to go downstairs and you get to this kind of foyer, lobby-esque kind of area. And one thing I wanted to show you is that this has the highest ceilings in the entire house. I'll just put my little laser guy right down there. And what does it say? 5.64 meters high. That's this many feet high. It's pretty high, right? Now let's go see the bedroom, which is right through here. Here is the first of 2 bedrooms. This is more of a guest bed than anything, and they've actually decided to turn it into a washitsu, or a Japanese style room. And also, whoever was in here last decided to leave the floor heating on, so it is very toasty in here. Just a note on that, basically every room in this house has floor heating, so it's amazing in the winter. But as you can see, you have this elevated tatami right over here, and not much closet space. There is this closet over here, so where are you gonna put your futons? I mean, that's what they usually sleep on in these tatami rooms. That would be right down here. This is futon storage. But if you don't want to use futons, of course, you could just use this as any other kind of storage, books or whatever you're into. So right next to me, you can see this nice light piece. This is taking after the shoji doors that they use in Japan, which have these wooden frames and then have a piece of paper right in front of them. So they have some nice soft light behind it just to give you a bit more ambiance. And one rare thing about this bedroom is the fact that you do have a little bath over there. So let's go see that. Now we're in the bathroom area, and as you can see, you only have a single vanity over here. It's a very nice one made by Villeroy and Bach, but it is only one. However, you have plenty of counter space both on the right and left of it, and then also a ton of storage with these drawers that open right below it. Now, if you step over here, you do have a shower as well that has both a very, very large rain shower head up here, and then another handheld one over here. So the owners of this house are actually a married couple. They have no kids, and they only really need to have one bedroom for themselves and one bedroom for the guests. So let's go see the master bedroom. Now there is one secret that I want to show you at the end of this video, but this is the final room and final floor for that matter, the bedroom, the master bedroom. So let's go see what that looks like. This is a master suite in the most literal definition. You have your living area right over here, complete with a very large hidden away TV, and you just take one step up to get into your bedroom area. Right now they have a king-size bed right there with two nightstands to the right and left of it. You can put any kind of bed or beds that you want in this space. Now towards the end of the master bedroom area, you can see you have these kind of glass, almost mirror-like walls, which I'm sure my cameraman hates because he's definitely in frame right now, but they hold a tiny little secret. First off, you open up this side and you have your nice Miele washer and dryer setup right there ready to go. And the second that you go into this, you'll find your custom-made walk-in closet. And as you can see, you have these shelves already built in. They're made by Rimadesio, which is an Italian closet and, well, everything interior maker. These are extremely pricey and hard to come by, made specifically for this house. As you can see, you open them up, they have a beautiful leather bottom to them, and even modular pieces like this, where you can put your watches, you can put any kind of jewelry. I mean, everything in here is phenomenally done. I love when you have custom closets like this. Now, there's one more thing on this floor that I want to show you, which is the master bathroom. So let's go see it. So walking into the master bathroom, you can see, unlike the one downstairs, this does actually have a dual vanity setup. Of course, the same kind of Villeroy and Bach sinks and the same exact kind of counter. The only difference being that this one also has some medicine cabinets built into it. These are very nicely done. And right next to that, of course, you have your toilet, but right next to that, you do have the bath. So let's go see that. And here is said bath area. And as you may know, I love taking a nice bath. In Japan, of course, you shower before, so there's your shower, and then you can climb into your very large, I must say, bath. This could easily fit 2 people, and you can look out at the views of both Yokohama, the Bay Area, and Tokyo. I think that might even be Skytree over there. But whatever the case is, it is a phenomenal view, and I love being in here so much that I really don't want to leave, but I have to leave to show you what's right next to it. This sauna will easily fit 2 to 3 people, maybe even more if you really wanted to squeeze in there. They even have a little egg timer over there so you can tell when it's been enough time in the sauna. And of course, this being a proper sauna, you do have your hot rocks over there that you can pour your herbal water on. Now, there is one other secret that I mentioned before that this house has, so let's go see that. Now, that would of course be your infinity pool, which is right out here. Now, from this infinity pool, you of course have your views of the Yokohama Bay, and of course the Bay Bridge, which is a huge landmark over here. And you have some greenery over there too, which acts as a little privacy. Now, imagine yourself on not so windy of a day as it is today, leaning over the side of that infinity pool with a glass of champagne in hand, looking out at the beautiful view that you have off the side. There's a few more things I want to talk about this house, but again, it's very windy, so let's go back inside. Ooh, okay. So, as I was saying before, this place is about 288 square meters, or about 3,100 square feet, so it is very large, especially considering it's only a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. Being perched on top of a hill in Yokohama, you have fantastic views of both the city and also the Bay Area, which I love about this place. Now, this can be yours for 598 million yen, which in today's money comes out to just about $4 million. Now, what did you think of this place? It's one of my favorite that I've ever shown on the channel so far, but I want to hear your opinions as well. Leave that down in the comments. Of course, be sure to take a look at tokyoportfolio.com for more information on this property and other properties that we have. Please feel free to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, whatever you want, but be sure to subscribe to Tokyo Portfolio on YouTube for more videos like this. And until next time, thanks for watching.